And welcome back, everybody, to day two, game two here at Bundaberg Salter Oval in the Bulls Masters T20 Country Challenge. We're back onto field one after the debacle of last night's storm, smashing Bundaberg, ripping covers out of pegs, and the ground staff have worked tirelessly to get field one up and running for this afternoon's game after this morning's game had to be transferred down to the other Bundaberg Cricket Association fields down at Kendall's Flats. Joining me in commentary, Brendan Creevy, who is the Bulls Masters mentor for the South East Queensland Stormers, who you probably could say got schooled by the Gold Coast earlier today. Would that be a polite way of putting it, Creeves? Or
yeah, good afternoon, listeners. Yes, that's right. We didn't put up our best effort in the first game. I think a bit more commitment, resolution, I suppose, leading into this game is expected, and B, I hope we get to see a bit more of that. So a bit more commitment, not throwing our wickets away, and yeah, we got bowled out in the 60s, chasing 177. So not one of our best performances, but certainly looking for a better performance here. Even though the wicket is still a bit dodgy in places, but both teams have to play on it. Playing a miss there. Both teams have to play on the same wicket, so I don't think it'd be too much different in the second innings. So looking forward to a good performance here.
Just to bring you up to date, obviously with the game last night, the Far North Fusion got up in the game over Wide Bay, and in the games this morning, Darling Downs defeated Wide Bay, Gold Coast defeated SEQ, and Central Queensland Seamers got up over the North Queensland Monsoon. So we've got opening bats for the SEQ Stormers happening out there in number 14, Aaron Nugta, and number 13, Nick Verenkamp. And opening the bowling, just completed his first over for the Central Queensland Seamers, was Harry Rideout in shirt number 2, who was bowling his left arm medium fast deliveries. And at the end of that particular over, SEQ none for 4. I was walking past the SEQ dressing room chasing their manager earlier on to have a chat, and I wasn't game to walk in the dressing room. There was a few home truths being spoken to the boys. I wouldn't say the riot act was being read, but there was a fairly honest conversation being had.
I think it was, and part of the mentor role is to help these boys grow and understand the game a little bit more, and help out wherever I can. And our coach Craig Jesberg gave me the opportunity to have a few words of encouragement, give them a bit more of a plan that they can work towards, and then hopefully we can put that into play. And straight away we're seeing that that first over no longer the idea in these sorts of games, we don't expect BBL players. We don't expect players to come out and hit 20 off the first over and and 15 off the next and go over the top regularly. We showed in the first game that we tried to do things like that and weren't capable of doing it. The boys are certainly capable at times of performing, such feats, but it was just a matter of preserving our wickets at times and just getting through our 20 overs without doing anything silly until the back end of the innings where we can take a few more risks. But we want to get through our innings as much as possible.
I think coming off the field, knowing that they had to chase down 177 for victory, mentally,
yeah,
we've got 20 overs, we've got to get 177, we have to get off to a flyer.
Yep. And that certainly does play a part in it, and rightfully so. They do have to get off to some sort of flyer, but not at the cost of losing wickets.
So, opening the bowling from the southern end here at Salter Oval, number 9, Callum McMahon from the Frenchville Cricket Club up there in Rockhampton. He in the last game, first spell, was a little bit loose in his first spell, but his second spell he came back well. Was on a hat trick at one stage. Didn't obviously get that hat trick, but yeah, bounced back really, really well. Seamers, they had an awesome game against the North Queensland Monsoons, and they'll be looking to continue that momentum from game one this morning into this afternoon's game and keep on their winning way.
Well, the way the competition stands, you know, if you win 2 games, you're into the playoff game basically for to make it into the final. So you're into the semi-final if you can win 2 games out of your 3. So the Seamers here will be thinking this is a must-win for them. Like every game, you go into it, but must-win for them. Then they can afford to tomorrow morning try a few different things so that they can get ready for their semi-final. So certainly this is the other side of the coin for the SEQ boys, the Stormers. We see this as, obviously this is a must-win for us if we're to win our 2 games. We're going to put pressure back on the Seamers, give them a decent total to chase, and then put pressure on them in the field. And hopefully wickets builds pressure, dot balls builds pressure, and then who knows what we can do at the end of it.
A little bit of a glide down towards third man there, and they pick up a single. And your thoughts on the actual dismissals in general by the Stormers boys in the game against Gold Coast? Did they play a lot of get-out shots, or did Gold Coast bowl really well and that caused the dismissals, or combination of both? Or
I think definitely it was a combination of both. Gold Coast bowled really well to their field, and they bowled full and straight. And you know, in T20 games, that's very hard. You know, especially when the wicket is not as true as it normally is. If you bowl full and straight at the stumps, it's going to be hard. And as such, the captain was able to set a field accordingly, and we had to try to perhaps invent some shots. You know, take a couple of risks, which didn't pay off. So, yeah, we went around the circle and had a chat, and identified that most of our wickets, outside edge there, down to third man for a single, most of the wickets, we can't say that the bowler got us out. It was more so that we got ourselves out with the shots we played. So,
okay, well, hopefully they get an opportunity for a little bit of redemption and rectify that. I suppose they've had quite a circumspect start here. They haven't gone ballistic, they haven't gone berserk, they've been a little bit conservative. 2 overs, none for 7. And obviously this T20 game is all about having wickets in the bank at the end of the game, so you can, you know, play a little bit more carefree, but you've also want to keep that run rate, you know, of around that run a ball at least at this level, this stand of cricket for the power play.
And I think it's important that the 2 words you need to keep in mind is get busy when you're out there. Okay, we're not going out trying to blast the ball to the boundary or over the top all the time, but we need to be busy and getting in behind it, getting those singles, getting, you know, a leg by even. You know, just keep that scoreboard ticking over. It's imperative that happens.
Straight drive, lofted, dribbling away towards the boundary, and it's fielded there by the mid-off fieldsman. He drags it back in. Batsmen pick up a couple.
Nice 3 there, because the field, that's the first time we've seen the field after the rain overnight. It's we predicted it would be a little bit heavier in the outfield, so there won't be as many boundaries hit. There'll be a lot of 3s and 2s. So have to run it out as much as we can here.
Right out strays down the leg side a tad, and the batsman works it down to fine leg and picks up a single.
So a good start here for the SEQ boys. It's gone to plan, let's say. So certainly we do have some hard hitters that are coming in the order. So the goal is for these boys to set up a platform for those hitters to come out and actually take advantage of that.
Well bowled from right out there. Probably more of an edge as opposed to a glide, but SEQ boys still pick up the single that went down to third man.
Nick Verenkamp had a great carnival last year. I believe he was the leading run scorer in the carnival. Got a bit of a peach this morning, so he was one of the unluckier ones in our batting lineup that actually the bowler did get him out today, and it's we're certainly hoping that he can build on last year's carnival, and good performance here.
Yes, second time Nick's been here to Bundaberg for this particular carnival. Currently sitting on 5 runs off 8 deliveries. Nagta 6 runs off 9 deliveries. That's the end of the third over, and the Stormers none for 12. And
No, you can do whatever.
yeah.
I'm very happy here now. I'll go back and join our SEQ boys while we talk our tactics, if you don't mind here, Jace. I'm going to hand over to one of the sporting legends in the Bulls Masters, and our very own Darren Lehman now, claiming he's a true Queenslander. So thank you, listeners, and go the SEQ boys.
Thanks, Creeves. Go and enjoy your team huddle and give them all of your words of wisdom down there. Enjoy. Hello, Darren Buff Lehman.
Hello everyone. It's good to be here. Beautiful day. Quite warm outside.
Yes, good to be well bowled. Oh, they snuck a single too. Batsman's tried to, the bowler's had to try and kick at it. He's had an air swing. We're good to be up in the aircon now, mate.
Oh, it's nice up here, isn't it?
We were doing the game out on field 3 before. We had to be sitting right beside the scorers out there in the heat. Don't know how hot it was until we got up here in the aircon upstairs in the Don Talon Pavilion here at Solder Oval.
It's a beautiful view up here, isn't it?
Oh, it's great. Fantastic.
We were supposed to play the first game out here, obviously, with the wild weather last night. It was a bit of a shame. Darling Downs boys, we had to go to Kendall Flats for the first game this morning.
Yeah, but you obviously would have been happy with a very comfortable and easy win over the Wide Bay Flames down there, despite the change of venue and the weather that occurred that affected that change.
Yeah, it's a little bit closer than it looked in the end with the scoreboard. They were, I think, 1 for 64 after 8 overs in a 16-over reduced game.
Yes.
And the Darling Downs boys bowled really well to restrict them to 89 in the end for 7, and then batted really well and got them in 9 overs. So it was a really good first up win for them. They were very happy.
Well bowled. Still, Verenkamp was able to squeeze that out down through gully, down towards third man. Picks up a single. Now your guys are over on field 2. You're playing the Far North Fusion, who had the bye this morning, so they got to sleep in after their game last night.
It was a tight game too, wasn't it?
Yeah, really good game of cricket in the end, with the score, both teams scoring just over that 100 mark. But yeah, the wicket had a little bit in it. It was a little bit too paced. It was a little bit up and down. Contributed to a few dismissals, but you know, it kept both teams. It was the last over with 3 balls to go.
Yeah.
The Fusion got up, much to their delight.
It's a good way to kick off the tournament. Close-up win there. We're playing them now. They've got off to a bit of a flyer against us, actually. So hopefully the Darling Downs boys can pull it back as we. This game, they've struggled, haven't they, South East Queensland?
Yeah, they got absolutely pumped. Up, Skyer, mid-off's coming around, underneath it, takes the catch, and Aaron Nugta is dismissed for 7 runs off 11 deliveries, and that's the breakthrough that the CQ Seamers would be looking for.
Yeah, it just got under it, didn't he? Trying to clear the ropes early and well in control at the moment. As you said, 1 for 14 off almost 4 overs. You need to get a bit of a flyer on. Although, it's the first game today. We're not sure what the wicket's going to play like, I suppose. That's the only thing in their defence.
Yeah, and look, this end is the end that has copped a little bit more of that wet weather over the past 2 nights. Getting on the front foot, trying to hit down the ground's probably going to be a little bit more difficult from this end. Batsmen found that out last night, and it probably even more so today, even though we've had some good sunshine, we've had some good breeze, we've had the roller out there. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see how it plays, particularly at this end, for both teams.
Yeah, and we always think of T20 cricket, don't we? 160 plays 160, great game, but sometimes those games, like last night, where 100 plays 100 is as an exciting game as you can get sometimes. So, yes, we want to see the lots of boundaries and high scores, but sometimes you just want a little bit of leeway in a tight game where the bowlers are on top.
Yeah, the bowlers always believe that the T20 game, well, the game of cricket in general, is always set up for batters, don't they? They always believe that. So they won't quibble about having to play on a wicket that's going to give them a little bit more assistance than what they're normally used to.
No, that's right. It's always they say it's a batter's game, but more often than not, the best T20 sides have got a really good bowling attack, a lot of variation. They can go to quicks and spin and leg spin, off spin, left armers. They can use plenty of options, and they've got lots of variety in their attack normally, good T20 sides, so that's important. And bowlers, if they get it right, yes, it can travel, but if they get a little bit of swing, a little bit of movement for the opening bowls with a new ball, you can create some early pressure. And as we've seen already here, there's so many dots in those first 4 overs, 1 for 14, and there's 2 more overs in the power play, and you really want to hit a few boundaries to get that score up there.
So change of bowler for the CQ Seamers. Into the attack at the northern end here will be number 14 for the CQ Seamers, Joe McGann, who, I was under the impression Brent Hartley was the captain of the CQ Seamers side, but I believe Joe McGann is actually the skipper, so he's brought himself into the attack after 2 reasonable overs from the left arm medium fast bowler Harry Rideout, and McGann, he had a good morning this morning over on field 3.
Well, I'll tell you what, he has got a magnificent beard.
Already spoken about that. I mentioned 2 names. I mentioned W.G. Grace and I mentioned Ned Kelly.
Yeah, it's a ripper.
And he's probably up there with as probably the beard of the carnival. And in the previous game too, we probably had the guy who from the Monsoons, what is his name? Travis Bush, who's probably got the mullet of the carnival.
Oh.
It's well bowled. Outside off, batsman plays and misses. And the wicketkeeper, David Hamer, who had a very impressive game behind the stumps over on field 3 this morning, gloves it magnificently. So Darling Downs, I know you've only seen them briefly in the one game, but you would have been happy obviously with their bowling and fielding efforts, Darren?
Well, barring the first 8 overs, as I said, we dropped 5 catches in the first 8 overs, so it was a very frustrated coach, Justin Anderson, to start with, and then obviously they turned it on and took some great catches and really performed well at the back end of the last 8 overs. As I said, it was a shortened game for some outfield issues. So it was a good, really good batting performance. Obviously, did not lose a wicket and get them in 9 overs on a wicket that was tough conditions, but yeah, they're pleased with that because traditionally they say they're really slow starters, Darling Downs. Last year we lost the first one and then won the last 2 to qualify.
Another good line and length delivery there from McGann. Straight through to the keeper, play and miss.
Yeah, so that was pleasing, and it looks like you're going to have to again win 2 of your 3 to get through. So that's going to be one of the sides, Darling Downs or the Fusion, will go through today already. You would think if they win this game, currently on oval number 2. I haven't got a score for that game. You've got a score somewhere, boys?
And that's the beauty of this competition. Oh, plays the pull shot from a ball outside off, but once again, misjudges it, through to the keeper, dot ball, end of the over, and Stormers 1 for 15. Well, that's the beauty of this competition in that you can drop a game, still make the semis, and still make the
Yep.
GF.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. We're not going to see, there's probably only one team out of it tomorrow. That's Wide Bay. They're playing their last game now, aren't they? They've lost both their two, so they're not going to qualify. You wouldn't think now, which would be a bit disappointing because we played them. They did, as I said, they got off to a fly and they actually looked like they got some good ball strikers. They just lost their way a little bit in the middle, and then I haven't seen many other results. Is South East Queensland lost their first game, didn't they?
They got pumped.
So if they lose this, they're probably out as well.
Yeah,
so
this is a must-win game for SEQ Stormers. They were chasing 177 or something and got rolled for mid-60s, I believe.
it's a fantastic initiative again by the Bulls Masters and Bundaberg Council, though. Everything goes into this for the 3 days, and you get to see some quality country performers. They're obviously trying to play for a spot in the regional team or the country team for Queensland. And as I pull up the Far North Fusion score, they're none for 40 off 6 overs, so 6 and a bit over. So we'll need a wicket there, the Darling Downs boys. Oh, that's close.
That's rolled around near the stumps, not far away.
It has. And then
Well bowled from McMahon, Callum McMahon. Third over on the trot here. He started much better in this game than what he did over in the game this morning over on field 3. He seems to have locked into a bit of a better line and length.
And then in some of the other games, Wide Bay 1 for 25 in their game over at Salter Oval number 3, and then Gold Coast in a bit of trouble 3 for 26
Wow.
against North Queensland Monsoon.
There's that one. You can just see he's dug that into that area that's a little bit dodgy, a little bit damp, and the batsman was through his shot well and truly before the ball passed.
If I'm right, this is the first weekend of cricket here at Salter Oval.
Yeah. All the club cricket that's been played so far, 3 weekends? No, 2 weekends. 2 weekends of club cricket have been down at Kendall's.
Yep.
There's been no junior cricket as of yet. Lays back, pulls that one through mid-wicket. Velicott.
It was a beautiful pull shot, that. That was Ricky Ponting.
He'd love that comparison.
Oh, yeah, it was a beautiful pull shot, that. Well in front of, almost wide mid-on. He picked it up early and all along the ground all the way. You do get value for shots here at Salter Oval. Once it's through the field, it's normally going to the boundary. It's not a big ground, but it's not a small ground either, but it's certainly quick outfield. With all the rain they had last night, it was a big storm.
Good follow-up delivery from McMahon. Not happy with himself. Probably more so not happy with the ball before that delivery there. Yeah, got mowed within the hour before last night's game, and obviously they couldn't get on it again this morning because of the wet track, but hitting towards the Calvin Street boundary as Velicott just did then, he'd be hitting with the wind, which is probably a little bit unusual here. Quite often during cricket season we get the wind that comes more from the southeast as opposed to the southwest, the west.
That's the end of the power play. So 1 for 19. They'll be a little bit disappointed with that. So
Well,
it doesn't look like it's easy out there at the moment. The ball's seaming around a little, so they're making it quite difficult to play. They're bowling very well. They'll be pleased with their start. But South East Queensland, the bonus they've got, they've only lost 1 wicket. So by only losing 1 wicket, you can really motor now for the next 14 overs, really, and get a total to defend. You can, after the restrictions, you're allowed to have, obviously, more men out, but they've gone the other way. They've kept the field up.
Well, at this point of time in their previous game, Stormers lost 2 wickets on the score of 19, and they were 3 for 19 against Gold Coast. So I'm pretty sure they'd be happy to get off the score of 19, as they've just done now. Because, yes, they didn't get away to a great start. They were 1 for none, 3 for 19. So it wasn't an overly competitive game for them, their previous game, as we've already mentioned, against Gold Coast. But hopefully in this game here, they knuckle down and make a real match of it, and we see a game that goes right down to the wire in the 20th over of the second innings.
Well, you'd love all teams to be available tomorrow, wouldn't you, that first game?
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, it's not possible with Wide Bay losing their first 2, but you like the rest to be available to be a chance to make it. Run out chance.
Not gathered cleanly. And look, just to bring you up to speed there, Darren, Wide Bay lost half of their originally selected side.
That's right, yeah, they did say that yesterday. So, and that's through no fault of their own, obviously injuries and then work commitments and things that come up. And in these COVID times, that's going to happen. So,
and 5 of those guys were guys who would have batted in the top 6.
Yeah, that normally hurts you, doesn't it?
Well bowled, Joe McGahn. Ferencamp plays and misses, but he's still there. It doesn't matter what happens with that ball, just got to worry about what happens with the next ball now. So I always enjoyed watching Ian Botham bat. So I always reckon he had the best attitude. He never ever worried about playing and missing. He always had that attitude of, it's gone, smiled, laughed, got on with it. Yeah. Pseudo Queenslander, Ian Botham.
Normally happens when you're that good as well. He was pretty good.
He was pretty good. Yeah,
he didn't play and miss too often, to be fair.
No. Oh, we got footage of Ken Healy doing laps of Salter Oval whilst he's watching his Central Queensland seamers. He is pumping out the laps.
Yeah, I'll be very impressed with their bowling display so far, and they've changed the fielding.
Yep.
They've put the deep mid wicket out, so a slower ball or a short ball, just defending the short side maybe. They've bowled quite well, as we've said.
Or maybe the fielders requested to go and field in the shade in front of the grandstand. Yeah, definitely the shorter boundary on this side that we're commentating from.
We might get him out.
Plenty of talk out in the field by the Seamers boys. They're fairly up and about at 1 for 21 in the 7th over. Off the pad, I would think. And looks like leg by, signalled by umpire Mick Clary from Bundaberg at the striker's end. He calls over. 1 for 22 after 7 overs. So what's happening with you, Darren, as far as coaching across this summer? You've taken a step back from the Heat?
Yeah, I'm still with the Heat, but just helping out now more holistically with the Queensland Bulls as well. So Wade Seckham comes into the senior role there. He's very keen to do his T20 coaching and then trying to go up in the ranks into the international level, which is, he's a very good coach. So, I'm probably going the other way, which makes sense. You've got to have that natural changeover, and really pleased with the Heat, how I leave it. We played really well last year, and a case of Chris Lynn stepping down, a good change of guard there. Jimmy Pearson comes into captain. Wade Seckham comes into coach. We'll help him out as best we possibly can. So from that point of view, it'll be a very seamless transition, we hope, and we hope that success we had last year continues on, and the aim is to play in a final this year, and then hopefully once you're there, you never know what happens. So last year we made good results, finished third obviously, and for me, quick single, and for me it's a case of actually I've really enjoyed working with the Bulls boys again, actually.
Getting back to, you have some specific training you got to do for the T20 BBL Heat stuff, but with the Bulls you got to concentrate on the longer form and the one-day
That's
stuff.
right.
Yeah.
So it's been really good getting back to that level. So
Mind you, they're all primed to play against Tassie.
I was there that day. And I must admit I was a little bit disappointed in the game not going ahead. And I think everyone was. I mean, both teams were there ready to go. But maybe that's, a
little bit of a fielding error there, and the batsman sneaked through. 1 run to Velicott.
It's almost... COVID's got people scared in that way. The quarantine for 2 weeks in a hotel.
And that's what Tassie would have been worried about. With a little bit of a mini breakout in Brisbane. If we stay here, we might not be able to get straight back into Tassie.
Do we get locked down? Yeah. So I can feel... And having 2 weeks ago, a month ago, I got back from...
leading edge. Shot. If it hits, he's out. And it bounces over the top of the stumps, I reckon.
That just sat in the wicket there, jumped over the stumps.
Yeah.
Right on line.
Do we get a we'll get a replay of this. Have a look at it. Here it comes.
Yeah, it's just bounced over.
The batsman was not even in the shot.
No,
he was gone. He'd given up. Yeah, he waved the white flag. Yeah, so that would have been, and we look at the start of the summer. There's been one one-dayer and 1 Shield game. Obviously, your son participated in, and South Australia held on for a draw there.
Yeah, that was obviously a flat wicket down there, and a disappointing, result as such, because it's, all you're doing there is getting your average up. A lot of people.
Yeah.
My son not being one of them, he only got a dozen, I think, but there was 500s, I think, in that game. So I mean, it was quite flat. Oh, there you go. That's what you're talking about.
That's the one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it might not be as good a wicket as we think. There you go. So for our viewers out there, that's popped and come off quite slowly, and then actually hit him in the head. He was through the shot.
Here we go.
We've
got a replay of this one, and he will be through the shot.
Yeah.
And yes.
Yeah. So it came off quite slow. So no danger to the batsman there, but it's 2 pace. So if you hit a right length, it's going to be tough to score. So when you're looking at that score at 1 for 25 off 8, you're thinking, right, well, maybe it's not a 150 plus wicket. It is more like maybe if you can get to 120. Now that's a long way off with 12 overs to go. You have to go at 6 and over from here. You have to go at 8 and over from here. 96, that gives you 120. So you're going to have to get moving, but it's only 1 or 2 big overs if you can get the right bowler to target, etc.
And so even that shot there, that wasn't going where he wanted it to go. It's come off a bit of an inside edge because he was hitting through and closing the face of the bat slightly. He was looking to go more downtown, go straighter. But he's still there. Verenkamp's still there. Velicott's still there. And that completes over number 8. And SEQ 1 for 26. And change of bowler. I'd say this is the left arm ortho Whitfield. Just double check on that one. He bowled very well in the... Number 4, Logan Whitfield from the Frenchville Club up there in Rockhampton. Bowled very well in the game over on field 3 this morning with his left arm orthos.
He bowled well last year, I think, too. Yeah, he's very impressive. And that's what you're talking about when you get these players to come from all over the state to this country challenge. You get to see some really highly talented cricketers that can probably take the next step if they want to leave home, which is always the challenge, isn't it, for young boys and girls to leave home and then go down to the city as such and try and make their way.
And they've got to give themselves some time down there too. It's not a case of you go to Brisbane and you just walk straight into first grade and stay there. You've got to go to a club and you've got to probably earn the right, earn the respect and build the reputation.
Yeah,
and
that's exactly right.
Score runs or take wickets.
Yeah, you've got no choice, But he's got a nice action. He loops the ball, but he's dropped back short.
And that's going to clear the boundary, and that should be a maximum. We've just talked the lad up.
Yep. First ball can always happen. Drop the short, and he's hit it for 6. And that's to the short side here at Salter Oval. If you get that wrong, that's only a half hit. That's not far. It's probably only 45 yards, I reckon, because the 30-yard circle comes well back.
Velicott comes down the wicket on that one, as opposed to staying back as he did on the previous shot, and hits it back And the bowler does the fielding off his own bowling.
It's a better delivery.
Oops. Dropped that one a bit short. He's got away with that.
See, if he just stood there, he would have had another pull shot for 6.
For
And
sure.
for our viewers out there, sometimes, use your feet is good, but make sure you're using feet to the right delivery. If he sat back deep in his crease, he would have had another pull shot for 6 there.
Reverse sweep. And did not get anything on it at all. And the keeper, Hamer, takes it comfortably. So it's a bit of a worry. The on the first class landscape at the moment as to where these games of cricket are going to be played. I was reading somewhere too, like Brisbane grade cricket, Premier cricket, along with the Brisbane Premier League. That's up and running. New South Wales down in Sydney, they're not looking at actually starting their grade cricket until the 16th of this month.
Yeah, it's
They're
been
in
really
big trouble.
Yeah, it's real. Melbourne's not playing.
Yeah.
We're very fortunate up here to be playing cricket, and hopefully it stays that way. We sort of haven't been hindered really in the cricket season, have we? As such, I mean, I know Queensland have gone down to Adelaide early. They're going to play that Shield game now against Tassie next week down in Adelaide.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to catch that game up. They'll miss the one day. They'll try and get that in somewhere else. And then they've got the Shield game one day against South Australia down there. So they're going to probably be based in Adelaide for somewhere close to 3 weeks. I think they've taken a squad of about 16 down there to cover.
Like an Ashes touring squad. Or Velicott lofts that down to long on. One bounce. The fielder picks it up and hurls it back in to Barwick, the bowler at the southern end. Yeah, it's logistical nightmare for cricket administrators at the moment.
It is. It's very hard. Tough job. I mean, I do think Tassie probably now, in hindsight, they'd probably say, we should have stayed for another 24 hours, started the game and see what happens in Queensland. Now, having easy in hindsight, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Because he's bowled him.
Bowled.
Cross the line. Good length boys, try to get it through square leg. He's missed it. End of an innings that was... He'll be a little bit disappointed, 24 balls for only 9, but it was a tough wicket. So that's one of them. We'll see the replay here. Just didn't get up, and he's just swung across the line there.
Open stance.
Yep.
Top of off. And look, he'll be disappointed. It just didn't quite... Yes, tough wicket, but Verenkamp just hasn't quite got going as such. We know he's a good bat. Velicott seems to look a little bit more comfortable than what Verenkamp has, but that's cricket, isn't it? You can't always be in form.
No, you can't. It's not an easy game. Otherwise, if it was easy, we'd be doing something else all the time.
Yes.
And we might just try and get a score from around the grounds for the other games. I know the women's test match, India have just keep piling on the runs. I know they've had a couple of days washed out, but they're 5 for 312. Australia still bowling on day 3. Now remember, that's only a day. It's only a 4-day test match, so you just can't get any wickets. Aussies there. They're a very good team, India. And obviously in the other games here, we've got the Stormers obviously just lose a wicket. Then we've Far North Fusion have lost a wicket. Thank God for that. We've got a wicket down over there. And that game is evenly poised because it's almost 10 overs. They're 1 for 60. So that's interesting. They haven't got away. Wide Bay Flames are 3 for 45 against Mackay Whitsunday Nitros. And then Gold Coast, they're 5 for 51. They had a good win in their first game.
Yeah, Rocks and Diamonds.
Yeah, against the Monsoon. North Queensland Monsoon, is it? That's what I think they are.
Yes, North Queensland Monsoon.
They're 551. So some interesting games at play at the moment.
So the new batsman to the crease for the SEQ Stormers in shirt number 3 is Andrew Pereira from the South East Redbacks Cricket Club. Redbacks, love the name Redbacks, being an ex-Redback from South Australia.
And I just look at field number 3, I can see another wicket fall. So they're 6 down over there, Wide Bay. They've had not a good couple of days for the locals, and we're going to have another wicket here, I think.
McGahan's underneath that. He's got big mitts, and he does not make any sort of mistake with taking that catch, and that sees the second ball demise of Andrew Pereira, who leaves the ground very disappointed, head down, bat dragging. Read that body language.
Well, this interesting shot, second ball, isn't it? I know they've got to get a move on, obviously, but the first ball was short. He sort of looked to get off strike, and then the second ball he's just tried to hit it out of Salter Oval towards the clubhouse and hit a six, and it's gone straight in the air, and easy catch in the end by the skipper.
Batsmen have crossed. It'd be interesting to have heard the conversation between Vellacott and Pereira when Pereira came in, whether or not he's passed that information on to him about how this end is popping a little bit more and not coming onto the bat. You would think that sort of information would have been shared.
Well, I'm sure
I'm
Brendan
hoping it would have been.
Would have done that. The interesting one for Brendan and the team there, it is quite a difficult wicket, and to be fair, you know, if they can get a score of around 120, it'll be about right. It's not as good it's not a great wicket, not compared to some of the other grounds, and that's because of the weather, obviously.
Yes.
But
Nice shot.
Quick single there. Yeah, you just have to work your way around that and work out what the best way is to get a total, and it might be running between the wickets, doing it a different way. And we saw the last over, really, Vellacott could have actually had one of those big overs against the spinner. He tried to get too funky. He had two short balls he could have hit into the stand. He hit one of them, missed the other one, then played a reverse sweep, which he could have done the same thing to. And sometimes you've got to keep it simple if we possibly can. But you know what? That's what the kids are today. They do it differently. If he hits those for four, we'd probably say, well played, young man.
So this is the new batsman to the crease. Just faced his first ball there. Corey Flood from North's Ipswich Cricket Club. Darren Lehman, you're out. You're going to head back over to field two to see how your lads are going.
See if I can get some wickets. I think we've got one, but you know that's an even place game. So I need to because it's against Jimmy Marr as well. I really like that one. There's no competition or love lost between Jimmy and myself in the playing days, Queensland versus South Australia. He reminds me that my poor batting in the Shield final really created the Bulls Masters, which is correct. I should be the #1 ticket holder the way I batted that Shield final.
That's a sledge and a half, isn't it?
Yeah, I get that every day, and now they even say it in the intros for the Bulls Masters, which is understandable. So hopefully we can get across the line there and make our night a nice, comfortable night and rest up, and then get back tomorrow and not play sudden death cricket tomorrow. If you have to do that, it's quite tight. And I'll pass you back and I'll let the coach delve into his team.
Brendan Creevy's probably left his team at the right time, I believe. Thank you, Darren Lehman. We'll catch you later on, either tonight or tomorrow. Welcome back, Brendan Creevy.
Thank you, listeners. Thanks, Jace. Joining us, part of our winnings now. That's quite an important part now at halfway mark. We want to be a few more runs than this, obviously, but it has shown that the wicket is a bit difficult. We've still got some wickets in hand though, so hopefully that can help us.
Look, at this point of time, I think SEQ would be liking to at least get to that magic three-figure number of 100, so they've got something to bowl at. And as we saw last night, it was a tricky total to chase down by the Fusion.
Yeah, look, anything can happen. There's no doubt about it. Anything can happen in this game.
Sweep shot through. If the mid-wicket fielder misfields that, and Vellacott picks up a single. He timed that quite nicely. He hit it straight to the fielder, but the fielder helped him out there.
Very strong batsman, Vellacott. Very, very strong upper body in his arms, so he'll muscle a lot.
So he would have been a little bit disappointed with Pereira's shot there, second delivery, trying to probably go downtown, hit long and straight early in his innings. And I know it's T20 cricket, but when you're on a difficult track, you've probably got to find another way.
Yeah, I think he'd be a bit disappointed with that. I mean,
obviously.
Let's just clarify that the instructions when we went out there was hitting singles, getting busy, and if you're going to go long, make sure you're hitting with the wind. Unfortunately, there was none of that. He's hitting directly into the wind.
Yes.
Which may come up short.
Now we've got a change of bowler here for the seamers at the southern end. Just trying to pick up who it is. Sorry, viewers. Bowling a little left arm slow mediums. Number 13 for the seamers will be Josh Hamilton from Gracemere Cricket Club, just outside of Rockhampton there. Nice off drive from Velicott. Long off is covered. Only pick up the single.
One thing that Corey Flood will do here now he's on strike, he runs hard between the wickets. He's looking to pick up the extra run if there happens to be a misfield in the outfield there. So he will be putting pressure on the fielders.
Yeah, showing a little bit of intent, playing his shot, backing up, trying to put the pressure back on the fielders, hoping the fielders will come up with some sort of error or mistake where they can, sneak a couple. Ooh, yeah, run hard and fast. I think a direct hit there by the keeper may have found him short of his ground.
Yeah,
but he's made it. Happy days.
And that's some of the conversations that we're having. You find a way.
Yeah.
Because there was a great over there earlier on where there were 5 dot balls in a row. But as we just got away with a wide one there, but hitting the tram lines, you just have to find a way to get bat on ball or even thigh pad, whatever it might be, and get through to the other end.
Tosses that one up. He has not moved. Very confident that is on to Calvin Street, and that will take a little bit of getting. Velicott, he's played the shot, didn't even watch where the ball landed. He was that confident that it was clearing the boundary and hitting with the wind.
Wow, he's certainly he's given it a good whack there, and he does, as I said, he's got a lot of upper body strength and he muscles a lot of his shots, but so you hit that one cleanly. He knew straight away. Hits it, head down, does not move.
In saying that, he did not look at the ball to where it was landing, neither did the bowler. The bowler just turned around with head down. Look. Oh, no. I
tell you what, it wasn't far off a no ball either, above the waist high. So it may have been just below, obviously. We'll see here. No, it's just below the waist high, so good call from the umpires. But that would have been even more damaging if it had been above the waist. No ball, free hit. That's already gone for 6. Could be very expensive.
And look, that's obviously 6 runs that the Stormers desperately needed at this particular point of time, just to sort of keep them in with a sniff and keep the scoreboard ticking over and keep the game interesting for everybody.
Yeah. Look, Lockie Velicott being our captain is a lot of the let's say the pressure or expectation is on him now. It's our hope that we have one of our top 6 who are set in the last 5 overs, and at this stage it's looking like Lockie is the man. Not quite at that stage yet. Certainly 46, yeah, we'd like to be a little bit more. We did speak about it, and I spoke about it earlier on commentary, is that 30 dot balls is where we try to make sure that we don't have any more than 30 dot balls in the innings. Unfortunately, we surpassed that before the 9th over. So that's a great reason why we're only 46, because we just haven't been able to rotate that strike enough at this stage. But that's Corey's job now, is to get Lockie on strike, which is being able to do that first ball there.
And ideally, from this point of time, you want Velikot to be there at ball number 6 in over 20.
Correct.
So Whitfield tossed that last one up. Got a single down to mid-on. He drops that one short. The pull drive, and well fielded down there at straight hit. Ball was kept inside the boundary. Very well done by Callum McMahon, and Velikot picks up 2 runs for his troubles. Sweep shot from outside off, and no bat on ball on that one.
I'd probably be recommending to Lockie here at this stage, not everything has to go to leg side. He's got boundary wide open outside off stump. Anything on the offside, he could go anywhere that side, or he could just hit one 30 rows back into the grandstand.
And there's his second maximum for this innings.
That's his third, actually.
Third,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Yep, third, sorry. Yep, 1, 2, 3, yes. 2 to the short side, 1 to the longer side.
I suppose, Jace, if you're hitting him that far back, it doesn't matter. Keep going leg side.
You can't put a fielder there, can you?
No, that's nearly hit Johnny Devine up there in the grandstand, actually.
Yes, he's been peppered a couple of times today,
Yes.
Johnny Devine,
Yeah,
and hasn't cared about the camera at all. He's just been getting his body out the road.
that's right. And what a fine specimen. He's gone again here.
And that's in the gap, and
4
that's
more.
4 runs. 4 runs to Velikot. And Velikot's obviously made a little bit of a decision here on he's going to have a crack at Whitfield.
Well, the plan is to target the bowling from this end. Let's say if we're going to hit our 4s,
Yep.
let's get them from bowling it from this end.
So change in the field. The mid wicket has gone out to the square leg boundary, and they've got 4 fielders, and he has gone across his stumps, has hit a 6 that has nearly taken out BCA Treasurer's new car, Sean Rose.
Wow.
That has just missed that windscreen out there.
And
Another 6. He's a strong man, and that's against the wind.
yeah, so that's finishing our over there at 3 for 65.
After over 13.
Certainly made the shot there. Knowing his strength is that leg side shot, just moving across and picking that up really well, actually, really well. Interesting to see what Corey can do here. Get off strike would be a recommendation.
Yes.
And he's tried hitting a run, but
Well bowled from Josh Hamilton. There we go. On drive down to long on. Easy single to get Velikot back onto strike.
so a smart batsman here would be for Velikot. The smart move would just be keep punching those singles now when you're hitting into this breeze. Keep punching the singles and the occasional 4 or 2 will come. Chipping over the infield there for a 2.
Flood does work very hard between wickets, doesn't he? He made that 2 very easy, very comfortably.
Yep.
Fast across the ground, fast feet.
Just getting a bit worried here, like he's trying to take on every ball here, hitting into this breeze.
And that is still going to clear the long off boundary, and that's another 6. And does that bring up Velikot's 50? Yes. Well batted, Lockie.
Congratulations, Locke.
Yes.
That's really well done, mate. I hope you realise, though, we've still got 6 overs.
And for the sake of SEQ, he needs to be there.
He needs to be there. I'd prefer to see him taking on the boundaries down this end from batting from the other end, though. But at the moment, he's riding his luck. and making them pay.
And we'll take that outside edge through the vacant slip region. It's racing down towards the third man boundary. And it gets hauled in by Harry Rideout. And the batsmen complete 2 runs. End of the over. Hamilton, 2 overs down. None for 18. I'm pretty sure there'll be a bowling change at the northern end. Yep, looks like Harry Rideout to bowl his left arm medium fast deliveries from the northern end after the left arm orthodox spinner Logan Whitfield went on a little bit of a journey in that last over.
And a forced bowling change now, so seamers have I think acknowledged that this, even though this wouldn't be the plan going into it, they would like him to finish here, but certainly they need the wicket of Vellacott, I believe. Even Flood, he's playing a handy little role, even though he's not. He's only 3 off 8. He's making sure that we're not losing wickets, and we've still got those for the last couple of overs.
Good start from Rideout, beats the bat. You just see Flood there trying to get a little bit of bat on ball, trying to pick up a single somewhere. Non-striker Vellacott walks down the pitch to have a quiet word to his batting partner. Still plenty of talk from the seamers. Obviously, into the 15th over, SEQ only in the 70s. They'd still be pretty happy with what they've produced out here in the field, but they know getting the key wicket of Vellacott at this point of time will be instrumental in them finishing the innings really, really well.
Look, it's certainly the game is there now, or the innings is there to be either shut down or exploded by Vellacott here.
Now, did he get anything on that?
A little bit of pad on it, I believe.
Crosses the boundary. No.
Bit of bat.
Mick Clary, umpire Mick Clary from Bundaberg, signals 4 runs. So that's a bonus 4 runs there.
Watch him walk across the crease a little bit.
Goes across.
Just pitches outside leg.
Diving keeper. Great effort. But they pick up the 4 runs regardless.
Might help Corey with his confidence now. He'll look to keep developing that.
Yeah, he didn't play last year for the Stormers.
No, he's only a young fella.
This is his debut for the Stormers.
Yeah,
Carnival.
He'll be in the mix for the 19s, under 19s carnivals or games that are coming up. He'll feature in the Ipswich Hornets in the QC competition. He'll be in the squad for that, I'd imagine.
Rideout in, left arm over, drops it a little bit short, a little bit wide of off stump. Flood was able to guide that down through the vacant gully area. Picks up a single, and we get Vellacott back on strike. We haven't seen Vellacott for half a dozen balls or so.
No, just be happy to get out of the over here, whether you're bat or bowler.
Be interested to see what he does on this particular delivery, having only scored 5 runs, and he guides it down to third man using the pace of the ball, open the face of the bat, and sneaks a single, and more importantly, retains the strike.
The smart thinking there from Lockie, knowing his wicket is valuable, didn't need to take a risk on that ball, just get to the other end, start your over off again. So here the SEQ boys, they're 3 for 82 with 5 overs remaining. Lockie Vellacott on 55 off 38 balls, and Corey Flood 8 off 13.
So change of bowler for the Seamers, looks like number 19, Will Barwick back into the attack. Will from the Frenchville Cricket Club. Bulls Masters mentor for SEQ Stormers, Brendan Creevy, 3 for 82, 15 overs gone. What sort of total you're looking at at the end of 20 overs at this point in time?
At 120 is not unreasonable. So we're looking at 38 off 30 balls. That's something that, while Lockie Vellacott's in, is probably underachieving if Lockie stays in for the entire time. But, 120 is a target that is defendable on this wicket. But as we said, the plan was we want a set batsman in the top 6 in the last 5 overs. That'll give us every chance to inflate the score over these overs. So looking forward to seeing what Locke can do, and even Corey. Corey can have a bit of a go from this over now, because we've still got we've got 7 wickets in our hand.
Of the batsmen to come in next, if they're required, do you have any knowledge of? I know they didn't get many runs in their first game, but shot at the bowler's end, they get through for the single and no run out. Yeah. Other batters to come in, if batsmen are required, do you have any knowledge of those guys that will be able to up the scoring ante here if required? Yeah,
look, I know that blokes like a Lee Watts, for example, he's a cricket tragic, by the way. Lee,
Mr. Cricket.
Yeah, he travels from Bowen. He lives in Bowen and actually travels to Ipswich to play his grade cricket each weekend. It's an amazing story, and
wow,
and a commitment to the game, but a commitment to his club.
Actually, he played last year. I think I vaguely remember you and I talking about this on another occasion, maybe 12 months ago. But that's right. Yeah, that's phenomenal, isn't it?
He's a dedicated cricketer, and travel to him, hit the cue, chalk it up.
You pay for the whole bat. You use the whole bat.
But that's a great sign there from Lockie, noting that now that those boundaries are well protected out there and heading into that breeze. He's now looking at changing the makeup of the bowling attack. Now he's bringing the 360 in. He's looking for that fine leg.
Plays and misses outside off. Does Flood.
Yeah, so someone like a Lee Watts who is a bit of a cricket tragic and always wants to learn more about the game and how he can improve. He's certainly taken on board our instructions, our directions, our plans for this game. He knows that he's going to be out there getting busy, and if the opportunity comes, the runs can come as well.
Turns that round nicely. Barwick strays down to the leg side. Flood turns it nicely and picks up a boundary for his troubles. No fine leg fielder. Barwick not bowling to his field. He'll be disappointed in himself. You can tell that by his body language. He gives himself a whack on the leg. Not a great way to finish the over after he'd only gone for 3 runs in the over. Lets the batsman off the hook with a boundary, and that completes over number 16, 3 for 89. Would there be a cricketer in Australia who travels further than Lee Watts to play a game of weekend cricket?
Look, I don't think so.
Bowen to Ipswich.
I don't think so. I know that the boys are joking about before, how's the car going, and you've racked up a few clicks, and I think it's his car is currently in the high 700 clicks, and his goal is to get it up to 999,999. So
he can clock it over and sell it as a brand new car.
So it's it's a testament to the car. I don't actually know what car it is, but it's a testament the car has lasted that long. But see, he's such a devoted person. There's a fundraiser on down in Brisbane on Sunday night. So after here, he's actually driving back to Brisbane to go to this fundraiser.
Big swing, no ding. Vellacott looking to go to the short boundary again, which is now very well protected.
He's looking for that boundary out here now.
McGahan's coming to the attack, by the way, replacing Rideout.
He's had 2 great overs to start with, so looking to finish with their big Ned Kelly.
So Lee Watts, yes, shame there's not a thing called frequent driver points.
So yes, he's driving down to Brisbane immediately after the carnival, and then going to the fundraiser, which he wanted to support, and then driving back to Bowen. So he's a dedicated cricketer.
Wow.
A bit of a tragic, but a great team man to have.
And is obviously family in the Ipswich region?
I don't really know that, to tell you the truth. Yeah. You'd think so, but not sure about that one.
Play and missed by Vellacott. We'll let him off the hook there. He's batted for the vast majority of this innings. Came in at number 3.
I'd recommend, again, although he might put it 30 rows back, but just look at the offside a bit more, Lockie.
Shies at the stumps, and I think Vellacott had given himself up there. A direct hit more than likely would have had him out. He's looking a little bit weary, a little bit tired.
I'd hazard a guess his wagon wheel would be strongly leg side.
Yes.
But he's 58 off 45 balls, so that's run out, close. He certainly had given him up. He would have caught him short.
CQ Seamers, 5 fielders inside the fielding circle for Flood. And they know that if they can try and keep him on strike and restrict the number of balls that Vellacott can face, obviously that's going to be in their plan of reducing SEQ's final total. In saying that, we're getting to that last ball of the over. They'll be happy to give a single to Flood and get him on strike. They've sent the mid-off fielder back to long off as a result.
Very smart as well there.
Plays and misses. Dot ball, but Vellacott will now have strike for over number 18.
So 30 off 18 balls would be our ideal goal here now, especially with Lockie Vellacott on strike. So a couple of lusty hits, I think. Hopefully he'll be thinking I can target the 19th over, hitting this way, so not quite this one. He is getting a bit fatigued. He's done a bit of running out there and more so hitting than running, but he has the ability to take the game by the scruff of the neck here if in these 18 balls.
So Barwick continues the attack, ball in hand, southern end for the seamers. Coming into Bowley's right arm medium paces, and that sees the demise of a fantastic innings from Vellacott. Barwick full and straight and knocks him over.
Yeah, like as Captain Obvious would say, SEQ Stormers certainly didn't need that. They needed Lockie Vellacott to keep going there, but a great innings, gave himself a bit of room, looked to go out to the cow corner area or deep long on. But a great innings comes to end there for Lockie. 58 off 45, I believe. There were 5 sixes in that innings. Put SEQ into a good spot. So certainly now Corey needs to take a bit more ownership. He's the set batsman on 13 of his 18 deliveries. Needs to keep getting busy now and getting at least a runner ball. Runner ball would get us up near 110, with hopefully with a couple of extra 2s or the odd 4. But yeah, 120 would be the goal for the team at this point in time. Saying that, the CQ Seamers have done extremely well with the ball. They've bowled to their plans. They've limited their sundries. You know, certainly the wides, no balls, even the leg buys have been kept right down to the minimum, and they've been doing a great job with the ball and in the field.
Jasper Singh from the Southeast Redbacks is the new batsman to the crease at the striker's end. Ready to face ball number 2 from Barwick. And he struck that one nicely behind point. It's racing out to that short boundary, and I would say we're a little bit obscured here, but yes, umpire Rick Gower signals 4. Nice way to get off the mark.
Jasper, certainly, he can hit the ball as well, and can I say, showed there a lot of common sense. Knows that there's no boundary riders out there at sweeper or backward point. They've dropped a 3rd man back there now.
Great running from Flood. Really good running from Flood. Calls Singh through.
Be interesting what Corey does here. Taking on Barwick, who has bowled well so far, but he has bowled a couple of balls he's been disappointed with, especially the one down leg side.
Dead ball. Barwick obviously not happy with his run up.
I'd be suggesting Flood will walk across his crease a little bit here as well, looking for that ball that's angled into the body. With no deep fine leg or deep backward square, that might be an area he can target.
Yeah, getting the single on the offside. No, well done. Getting the single on the offside will be a little bit more difficult. They've got 3 fielders in the inner ring there on the offside, and Flood looking for vacant spaces on the leg side. He found one. Called Singh through. He responded appropriately, confidently.
And dropping a sweeper out now, the deep cover.
So the Seamers only have 4 inside the fielding circle for Singh. Barwick in. And he hammers that one straight to the extra cover fielder for no run.
So 4 for 96, just ready to close out this over. It'd be great to see this one go to the boundary for SEQ boys.
Bring the 100 up.
Yeah. Flood might get back for 2 here.
Wow, what a comedy of errors there. They could have had a run out at both ends. There could have been the baseball double play. Both batsmen could have been on their way back to the sheds. And in the end, nobody's out.
And they didn't get the 2. They got the single.
Yeah, they got the 1 run. Yes.
Well, lesson learnt there, hopefully. But that's what happens in these games, and in these time, you know, you're trying to get the runs. It does get a bit frantic at this time of the innings. Cool heads will prevail, obviously, and I know that the bowler there thought that he had 2 people at his end, when really he could just taken the bails off. And this is our captain McGahn, isn't it?
McGahn.
Bowling the 19th over.
Yes. Oh, that's zipped through nicely. Yeah, and in that case, you know, Flood, he would have been running to the danger end. He's the faster runner of the 2, and I suppose the other batsman's just got to trust, not be a ball watcher, be a you know, look and listen to his partner, trust his partner.
There's a bit of that, you know, and probably lack of playing together.
Yes,
as well.
For sure. Well, hasn't he struck that square drive beautifully? I don't think you'll see McGahn put one up in that.
Well, it's an interesting field because ideally you want to be bowling at off stump or just outside off stump normally, and they don't have the field to protect that. So he really has to target the stumps a bit more. But we noticed there, Singh stepped away a little bit, gave himself a little bit of room. It was a bit wider of off stump, and he's able to squeeze it through point there for 4.
I think you'll find, if you watch his footwork here, his first movement with his back foot tends to be a little bit towards the square leg umpire. Now, whether that's by design or not, I'm not 100% sure, but he's obviously got an eye like a dead fish because he middled that square drive.
Yeah, he's certainly got some strength outside that off stump, which is good considering the field places out there, no sweeper. So let's see what Corey Flood can do here. Needs to find a way to get to the other end.
You look for the single on the leg side. Good running. Leg buys called by umpire Mick Clary. Or leg buy, singular. There's a single available on the leg side every single time, isn't there? If the batsman's good enough to get bat or body onto the ball. Well bowled from McGahn.
I think that's the only one on the leg side in the ring there. Is that Harry right out there? He's
at mid wicket.
Yeah, just in the box there. Still, he's blocking off the single.
I think it's Todd Harmsworth, actually.
Oh, yeah. So he's got a big job there. A chance for 2 if they can just get it to square leg.
Now, what did that hit, Mick Clary? Leg by. Good running. Flood very confident with his calling, isn't he? Like he's a busy cricketer. He shows good intent.
Yeah, he is trying his best to ensure that there's no dot balls. We're scoring off every ball. He's when the loose ball has come, he has been able to hit it away for 4. Just get inside and just glance it down to the leg where there's no man on the boundary. Coming into the last over here for the SEQ innings, and the Central Queensland Seamers have gone to Callum McMahon.
Yep, number 9, Callum McMahon. Just as we're talking about that, the Indian women 6 for 326 off 130.4 overs.
Hitting it deep here, down to the long off, and over his head for...
is it 6 runs? Was that off the back foot?
Yeah, he sort of stepped away a bit, and to tell the truth, McMahon got the length just a little bit wrong. He tried to get it up there in the block hole, but it was a little bit shorter than what he wanted. But certainly Singh giving himself some room, getting underneath it and sort of slicing it a little bit. But yeah,
that's an outstanding shot. He was hitting inside out, a little bit off balance. He's thrown the bat at that one, and the bowler's got a little bit of hand or foot to the ball and has prevented them from scoring a run. So well done, McMahon, fielding well off his own bowling, as you always try to do.
So the SEQ boys have made their 110 now. 120 is our goal with 4 balls to go. And it is possible the way Singh has just given himself some room.
Full and straight, and he does that, McMahon, but Singh has still been able to work the ball down to third man for a single. The ball's dribbled to the middle of the pitch, and Singh was still looking for a single.
So ideally, Corey's got a licence here now. He can have a go himself, but can't afford to be a dot ball. If he's not hitting it long, he needs to be getting a single and getting Singh back on strike.
McMahon bending his back, really banging the ball into the wicket. No bat or body on that particular delivery at this time of the innings. That's ultra important. I'm sure Flood will be a little bit disappointed in himself.
And just falling a little bit away to leg there. Took his eye off the ball.
Nice off drive from Flood, straight down to long off. Picked up a single. Turned blind on that occasion. He was looking at his batting partner Singh, but couldn't really see that the ball was well and truly on its way back to the bowler's end.
So with the last ball of the innings now. SEQ Stormers, 112, Singh on strike.
Bangs that one in. Short. Singh gets some bat on it. And the ball dribbles back to the wicketkeeper. They pick up 1 run, which takes their total to 4 for 113 off their allotted 20 overs. And I'm sure SEQ Bulls Masters mentor Brendan Creevy's going to be a little bit happier with that score than their previous score against Gold Coast from this morning.
Look, certainly, Jace, a very, very different batting team. Yeah, there's still areas we need to work on there, and I'd be suggesting to the boys that, you know, having 30 dot balls in the first 9 overs certainly is something. Yep, the CQ boys bowl really well, but it was something that we can improve on for our next game. As long as they're learning and they're improving every time they play, that's the result we want out of this carnival. But yeah, 4 for 113 is something that, yes, it's a target now. It's giving us something to bowl at. But I think the CQ seamers will be very happy with that as well. They'll be confident going in to their innings with the bat.
And in saying that too, I'm sure, yeah, the seamers are going to be more than happy with that particular total. But once again, can't judge the pitch, the wicket, and that score until the CQ seamers have had a bat. We'll be back here in about 10 minutes' time. Just before I do go, though, just a quick around the grounds. Far North Fusion, 3 for 135 against Darling Downs. Wide Bay Flames, all out against Mackay Whitsunday Nitros. And wow, Gold Coast 9 for 115 against the North Queensland Monsoon after the Gold Coast had racked up 170 plus in their game against the Stormers earlier on this morning. So a couple of games there well and truly in the balance. We'll be back here in about 10 minutes time. So on behalf of Brendan Creevy from the Bulls Masters, I'm Jason Shears, and we'll see you in approximately 10 minutes, 4 o'clock. Bye for now.
Support your local fruit shop and help Queensland farmers.
One of my favourite fruits, oranges from Gayndah in the Wide Bay area.
And grapes from Warwick and the Darling Downs.
Beautiful strawberries from the beautiful Sunshine Coast.
Hard to beat an Innisfail or a Babinda banana from Far North Queensland.
What about juicy apples from Stanthorpe?
You can't go past a Bowen mango from North Queensland.
Or a watermelon from Chinchilla. The Bulls Masters are all about supporting junior cricket, and we're all about supporting local farmers. So make a better choice and get into your local fruit shop.
Times are changing. Everything is getting quicker and smarter. As a family-owned Australian business, let us show you how we are keeping pace with the rest of the world. Whether you are a one-man band or the procurement manager for a large multinational, we take the time to understand your needs. We personalise our service offering to deliver safe and effective solutions. At C&W, we are here to be your trusted partner anywhere, anytime.
Chemist Warehouse is making shopping more convenient with its new Click and Collect service. Just tap to order items online, and it's ready for pickup within just 4 hours. Click and Collect. Try it today.
Hey, Horry and Mocker, can we have some tips?
Mocker, I reckon even you could turn this fella square.
I reckon, boys, we hold that lemon just down the seam. You get your technique right, we'll get that to swing. We'll bend it like a banana. Good, good.
Bulls Masters like to say thanks to the Brisbane Markets for supporting us so that we can run events like the Bulls Masters Youth Cup.
The Brisbane Markets support all our local farmers, so make a better choice and get all your fruit and veg from your local fruit shop.
Support your local fruit shop and help Queensland farmers.
One of my favourite fruits, oranges from Gayndah in the Wide Bay area.
And grapes from Warwick and the Darling Downs.
Beautiful strawberries from the beautiful Sunshine Coast.
Hard to beat an Innisfail or a Babinda banana from far north Queensland.
What about juicy apples from Stanthorpe?
You can't go past a Bowen mango from North Queensland.
Or a watermelon from Chinchilla. The Bulls Masters are all about supporting junior cricket, and we're all about supporting local farmers. So make a better choice and get into your local fruit shop.
And welcome back, everybody, to our live coverage on the live stream on the Bulls Masters Facebook site of Game 2 on Day 2 between the CQ Seamers and the SEQ Stormers here in Bundaberg on field number 1. SEQ batted first after winning the toss and ended up with 113 runs off their 20 overs. Just been having a few technical difficulties with our scoring system. So we're just into the second over of the CQ Seamers innings, and as you can see there, they are none for 9. And joining me from the Bulls Masters, former Queensland opening bowler, left arm, fast, medium, in-swing, out-swing bowler, Dirk Tasler.
Mitch Johnson. How you going, mate? How's that wicket playing with that dampness we had on it this morning?
Yeah, look, it's still a little bit poppy and a little bit too paced at this northern end. It's caused probably attributed to a couple of dismissals, but look, with the sun, with the rolling, with the breeze that we've had, it's continually drying out, and I think it's just going to continually get better and better.
That's great.
The skipper for the Stormers, Lachlan Vellacott, he scored 50. So if he can score 50... and the other batsman that batted for a while with him, Corey Flood, he found a way. He knocked around a lot of singles to get Vellacott back on strike.
Good work.
Runs can be scored out here if you're going to go about it the right way.
Exactly. No, just need that inside information. Our second game will be for the Nitros. Will be on this field tonight. So we're under lights on this field against the Far North Queensland.
Yep, they'll be kicking off at 7 o'clock tonight.
Yeah,
yes.
7 o'clock. Maybe late to bed tonight. So
a couple of late nights in a row, we'll be right.
Yeah, why not? Oh, that's good to hear. No, it's good to hear that SEQ got a total there that can be defended by the looks of it. Then,
well, look.
Down
to third man. One bounce to the third man fielder, and they sneak through for a single. So the Seamers have gone with the same opening combination with their batting innings as they did in the first game this morning, which got them away to a very good start. Harmsworth scored some good runs this morning over on field number 3 in this morning's game, and David Hamer, the wicketkeeper, he was quite busy early on, and they put on a few runs to get the CQ Seamers off to a good start, and not a bad start at this stage into the third over. None for 14. Harmsworth looks like he's picked up where he's left off from this morning. He ended up with a 50. Might have got 50. Might have been just short.
Well, they only one down to win their first game, weren't they? Is that right? Is that the CQ?
Yes.
Yeah, they won one down. So that was a lovely effort. Joe McGann is he next? He I think he's 3.
Yes, he captain, batted at 3.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So Pereira into his second over. He's got quite a whippy arm action. He's got a couple of balls to get up off a length, but once again he's bowling to the end that it's probably a little bit softer, and the ball's a greater chance of doing something a little bit more off the deck, off the wicket. But so far, no wickets, and with a total of 113. I'd imagine the instructions from the coaching staff of the Stormers, let's get early wickets.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what puts the pressure on, doesn't it, for the batting side. But he's bowling nice and straight, stump to stump, so let's hope he can pick up some wickets there. There's a stray ball down leg side, as I mentioned, bowling well, but he, as you say, he's got a nice whippy arm action, so and he's quite sharp, actually. So let's hope he can get these breakthroughs. So for us, the Stormers, they certainly need. They'd love to get a win. I was with them for a long time over the years gone by. So not too many wins amongst there, but we certainly they certainly put in a good effort. So good to hear Lachie Vellacott getting runs this morning. So he looked well. He looked quite good this morning as well over on the number 2 field. So yeah, he's in good touch. And that's all you need basically in a T20, maybe 1 or 2 your batters just to get moving along, and then you can get up to that 100 and 120 sort of total that is starting to become competitive.
My reliable scorer, Matt Saw, the current BCA secretary, has just reliably informed me that Harmsworth was 48 and not out this morning.
Good.
In on the. Welcome back, viewers. Sorry about that. We've just had a few technical difficulties with our computer setup here. We've got some temperature problems, some overheating issues, but hopefully the tech guys have got this absolutely sorted and we will be good to go. Mind you, we could probably chuck a couple of steaks on top of the computer right now and they would be well done within a minute or two. But well done to our tech guys, Mitch and John. But as you can see by the scoreboard in front of you on the screen there, we're into over number 7, CQ Seamers, in attempting to chase down 114 runs for victory. None for 54. Harmsworth and Hamar have more or less picked up where they've left off earlier on today in their game against the North Queensland Monsoons, and they are very comfortable in this run chase on an ever-improving number 1 wicket on Salter Oval.
Certainly are. They, I think you're talking about the temperature here. They've got every air conditioner turned on here, haven't they, Jason? And, our backs are frozen. Our whole backs are frozen. But as long as these computers stay at the right temperature, we'll be happy with that.
I think I saw a polar bear actually leave the room. It was too cold for him.
A Bundy Rum polar bear.
A Bundy Rum polar bear.
He's jumped off the can. Come this way, I'll have you.
It's a bit fresh in here.
I seen the old Bundy Rum polar bear at the Bundy Rum distillery this week.
Oh. Yes, that's always a good tourist attraction to visit when in Bundaberg.
It was lovely. We had a lovely morning there, my wife and I. So, great power play, wasn't it? 50-odd runs, 56 runs off the power play, or 50-odd runs of the power play. So, So they're doing it comfortably, halfway through the target, and no need to sort of go too drastically with sort of erratic shots. So see if the skipper can change some of this state of this game. He's batted well. Let's see if he can do something with the ball. Young Lockie Vellacott. Might be his wicket, just a little nibbles him around, his little medium paces. So let's hope he can get this breakthrough so SEQ can have some chance of securing a win here.
Yeah, it's a bit tough. 113, look, I know they're going to be a little bit happier with that sort of score compared to their first game, but on an ever-improving wicket, it was always going to be, at this stage anyway, under par, and the SEQ Stormers boys, you'd probably say they're chasing the game as such.
Oh, definitely. They're looking. Well, they're looking for wickets, aren't they? Where they're going to come from is probably a mistimed drive at the moment. There's a couple of guys short covers, regulation mid off, so maybe a short mistimed drive there. But yeah, it's tough. You can sort of over attack now and try to. Well, that's probably what they have to do. Try to over attack here and try to get a breakthrough, get another breakthrough, and then two for 60. And then just try to hold them. Even, just trying to hold them will get wickets too, but at the moment they're finding gaps quite easily. The bowling's not super fast, so they've got plenty of time to do what they want to do and put it where they want to go.
Vellacott's done the right thing here. He's tried to keep that extra fielder up inside the circle. Once the power play hits, obviously you can go bang 5 out onto the boundary, but he's only put 4 out.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, they've brought another fielder back up, so they've actually got 6 inside the boundary at the moment, and trying to reduce those singles, and also, I suppose, trying to encourage the batsman to hit over the top and hopefully come up with a miss hit or a false shot.
How good is that mentor, Brendan Creevy, for the SEQ team? He's amazing. He's a bit of a step up from that Dickie Tasler, I believe, from last year.
I think Brendan Creevy has accessed the effects mic and is giving himself a little bit of a rap as he's walking around the boundary.
Hello, Brendan. How are you down there? ground mic.
So Harmsworth 45 off 28. David Hamer, the wicketkeeper for the CQ Seamers from the Glen Cricket Club up in Gladstone, 13 off 19. Harmsworth very much the dominant partner in this opening partnership. And another nice shot from Harmsworth, square of the wicket. And they cross for a single. Yes, and probably the body language tells a little bit about the Stormers at the moment. Not moving with a lot of vim and vigour. Not a huge amount of torque out there. They really need that wicket, that breakthrough to get themselves back in the match.
That's nice right. Shot. I mean, there's some. Nick Loughlin's bowling. He's bowling well enough. He's just, there's obviously the wickets flattening out, and there's maybe it's time for a spinner, or just a really tight spinner that's now to come on and try to create something. Or to force, as I said, force the batsman to in some errors. So after the 8th over, none for 64.
Vellacott went for 8 runs off that over. His first over. So he'll probably be a little bit disappointed in himself that he couldn't restrict them to less than that.
Still, there's some new faces in this SEQ side from previous years, so they're all getting this experience, which is fantastic. That's a positive for all this cricket. They're doing their best. Here's a chance. He's hooked that out to
I think that might have gone for 6 runs, and yes, it has. Harmsworth, and that shot maximum will bring up his 50. Oh, sorry, was that Hamer that played that shot? My mistake. David Hamer. Getting a little bit ahead of myself there. Great shot from David Hamer, and that's up the ante there, 20 off 21.
Run a ball. Just keeping it up. Run a ball status. Oh, you want to be bowling there at that length. He got away with that. Maybe a leg by, yes. That's probably one that's stuck in that little wet, damp patch there. That's sort of drying as we speak. But
so Adam Jordan from the Centrals Cricket Club in Ipswich. He's bowling from the southern end. I think his right arm, medium fast deliveries. None for 12 after 1.2 overs. Having that 6 hit off the first ball of the over just puts you under so much pressure as a bowler, and it eases the pressure on the batter knowing that they don't have to score a mozza off the rest of the balls in the over.
He's scoring again. This is the chance they're looking for.
That's going to be a tough catch.
Come in.
And it falls short of the fielder on the deep extra cover boundary.
He's got away with 2 runs. 2 runs?
Yep.
Bit of breeze in the air there too, so maybe it just held up a little bit on him. But I guess when you're out there, you've got to be looking for, you're knowing the balls are they going to come in the air there. We just need to, maybe charge in a bit quicker. Maybe he's just a little bit too deep, because there's a long way out that way for that straight drive. It's probably the longest part of the field over there at mid-off. So
he's probably happy standing in the shade as well.
So
of the tree.
Yeah. Cut shot to square, single. Yeah, shadows are starting to come across now from the grandstands and from the trees. So it's a little bit more comfortable conditions than it was. It was a bit warmer this morning, so
yes, the breezes really come up. If we have a look around on the screen, you can see the trees.
And that's what I think happened with that high ball. I think it might have got stuck up there a little bit. It's hard to judge. He's come in. Oh,
foolish delivery.
Oh,
gee whiz!
Didn't know where the ball was.
No, nobody knew where the ball was.
He was probably about 2 metres out of his crease, and then it still was still bouncing around the stumps, and then keeper is
Jimbo Martin, very aware in the end. Here it is. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Yeah. And he's had a crack at the stumps, but David Hamer has regained his ground effectively, being a wicketkeeper himself. He tracked where the ball was and made his ground safely. Now that's been hit into the gap between the two outfielders. It's allowed them to come back for a very easy 2. You can hear the CQ SEMA team in the grandstand through the field effects mics cheering on their 2 batters out there at the moment. They'll be very keen, obviously, for the win after their great win this morning. Having 2 wins, that's virtually assured. Well, it does. It assures them a spot in the semi-final.
Mate, I was watching this morning. They certainly, watching the other teams around the grounds as well, they certainly look very formidable. They good bowling attack. And talking to a couple of the boys after the match, they said, we're probably batting strong. And so I was surprised with that. But they're showing that here at the moment, aren't they? And then only lost 1 wicket, and I think it was a run out. They lost. The wicket was this morning to chase down that score this morning. So they're a very strong all-round team.
That must be a good indication of the strength of cricket in Rockhampton and surrounds, because they lost Sam Lowry who played in the Gladstone competition, who would normally be in the Central Queensland SEMA side.
Yep.
He's headed up to Townsville with a teaching job up there, and he's a Queensland country representative. He's a gun batsman, and he's playing for North Queensland Monsoons, and they're still able to present this standard of batting and this standard of bowling that they've shown in a game and a half so far.
Yeah, exactly. Their batters are holding together well, and they've there's certainly some quality there. It's looking like they're going to be one of the teams to beat, I think, in this competition this season.
Vellacott in, right arm over the wickets, And that
no
is
fine leg.
straight down the leg side. 4 runs, no fine leg. Fielder Vellacott will be filthy with himself. They are just cruising towards victory here, the CQ Seamers. They'll be looking for an early finish so they can get home and start their recovery process. Ready for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, we'll kick off at 9:30 tomorrow, don't we?
Which
3 games.
Will also be straight up here on field 1. They'll be up against the Gold Coast side.
Okay, they're back on again. Yep.
Back on the live stream tomorrow.
Yep. Just can't see my nitros from over there on field 3. Is it 3? There one.
Field 3, yes.
Yeah.
Slashes outside off stump, gets a good piece of the ball. It's racing down to the 3rd man boundary. It's been kept in. They've run a comfortable 2, and they're happy with that.
Like Vellacott cut that off, and Lee Watts doing the throwing.
So Harmsworth, yes, sorry, he's 52, so that backs up his 48 from this morning.
Beautiful.
So well done, Todd Harmsworth. Well bowled. Vellacott beats the outside edge.
It's a good effort by the keeper up there. I mean, he's probably hasn't faced or kept to some of these guys. He played for different clubs and so forth, and different trial teams. So yeah, he's doing a good job. James Martin, he's just taking medium paces up to the stumps, and yeah, that's a great effort. Obviously, you're going to get the run out, the stumpings and so forth by doing that, and stopping the batsman from coming down the wicket and trying to force it even more.
Now, just as a comparison there, SCQ after 10 overs, they were 3 for 35. CQ Seamers, none for 84. So, yes, we know the wicket has improved. It's got better and better. Brendan Creevy showing off to the crowd. But, yeah, look, wow. Harmsworth and Hamer, they look like they're batting on a different planet, don't they?
Change of bowler, Nick Verenkamp. It's coming on. I haven't seen him bowl too much. Okay, thank you.
Yes, change of bowler at the southern end. Verenkamp into bowl. And keeper is up to the stumps. And it looks like he's just going to bowl some right arm, medium pace, seam up deliveries. Single there, out to long on.
He had such a great tournament last year with the bat, didn't he? He was probably second highest in run aggregate.
Yes, scored a lot last year.
And just hasn't got going at the moment with the bat. Let's hope he's a tall, rangy sort of kid. Probably can get the ball through at a reasonable pace. So, and he's a cricketer, so he knows what he's doing, and he might be able to get the breakthrough they require.
Tries to turn that one round the corner, straight to the short fine leg fieldsman. No run. Harmsworth probably a little bit disappointed he didn't put that delivery away.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
There it is.
He's got the breakthrough, the part-timer.
Yes.
Buying a little bit of seam up, medium pace. Got the breakthrough. Verenkamp. 1 for 1 of 3 deliveries. Gets the wicket off Todd Harmsworth. Harmsworth very disappointed with himself.
Just seemed to cramp him a little bit, middle and leg, possibly. Sort of probably trying to push that through the offside. But
here we go. We've got a replay.
Middle leg. Yeah.
Gave himself a bit of room, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Backed himself.
Yep. And we'll see it side on now. He might even got a bottom edge out of it, did he? Right. Possibly kept a bit low. It was about stump height, top of stump height. So
Yeah.
Anyway, that brings the skipper of the CQ Seamers to the side in number 14 from the Frenchville Cricket Club, Joe McGahn, who's he's another regular in the CQ Seamers side, captaining the side this season. And he also batted quite well in game number 1 this morning.
Yeah, bowled well too. Good all-rounder.
Yes.
Good
yes.
all-rounder. Did he take wickets this morning?
Can't remember from a wickets perspective, but he gave it. You know, he's a good, honest toiler. You know, like
yeah, his little medium paces were tricky.
He doesn't go for many runs.
Tickled that one down the leg side, very slow delivery, off-pace delivery from Nick Varenkamp. And
yeah, 4 overs, 2 for 13 this morning. So you've got to be happy with that.
Oh yeah, he's having a good morning, good day here.
Yes.
So 1 for 86 in the 11th over. Catch.
Did he get anything on that at all?
It came taken that, yeah.
Came back at him at a reasonable rate, but I think it was catchable.
Definitely.
Threw the right paw out. Here we go. We'll get a replay of this to see if you got anything on it. Maybe a fingertip.
Yeah.
Nearly hit
hit
umpire Rick Gower. Took evasive action. Back to live action. Okay, so we're on 87, the Devils number. They'll be the Stormers will be hoping that that number comes into effect and they pick up another wicket before they move off the dreaded 87. Oh, change of bowler. Number 1 coming in to have a trundle at the northern end for the Stormers, and that will be Sharif Anthony, who plays in the Warehouse competition down in Brisbane. Not sure what he bowls, but I'm sure we're about to find out. Coming in off a short,
maybe
keepers up, short run up. He's going to be bowling spin of some sort. I think he bowls some. Looks like he's bowling a little bit of left arm orthodox. We'll soon tell.
Oh, it's good to see quite a mixture of clubs representing the SEQ Stormers from all areas, Centrals and Norths, Mount Crosby. Oh, that was coming at a rapid pace back to him for a caught and bowled. Oh, he's used his foot, but that was a bit lazy.
Yes, should have hit the deck.
Yeah,
got the body down there. Looked after his bowling teammate. Looked after his bowling figures.
91, getting closer now.
Yes.
So David Hamer is looking to get this game over and done with. He's
lofted sweep shot out just behind square. 4 runs.
Very safe. No one back there. So there's getting closer to the 100.
Yes, oh, he's been called a no ball, and it's a free hit. Must have been a front foot no ball, obviously. Unless he's gone outside the return crease. Definitely wasn't a full toss type no ball situation. And here we go. Free hit. And he's had a crack. And
one bounce 4.
Yes.
Right. So this is speeding it up. It's 12-13 off the over already. Nitro's got up by the looks of it. Walking off that field there now. So
you'd be happy with that, Dirk?
Yeah, 1 for 1.
Yes, 3 4s off the first 3 balls of Anthony's over here. He's not going to be terribly happy about that. Throws that one up. Hamer knocks it down to long on. They just pick up a single.
No bonus points, is there, for getting him in a certain amount of
Not to my knowledge, it's
no,
win and loss.
Win and loss, that's it. Yeah,
and I suppose it's looking after your net run rate.
Net run rate, yeah, that's it. That's always can get a bit curly at the end of the tournament when there's a little bit of a closeness in some of the scores. But they're certainly powering along now. Hamer back on strike, been given the single.
Throws it up.
That comes down the wicket. It's a good surface here, isn't it? It's the rugby league season hasn't really given it too much curry, but obviously out in the middle there, it's a little bit.
Yeah, look, all things considered,
yeah.
it's come up a bit of a treat in a lot of respects.
First use of it.
Yeah, I know. Like when the Bulls Masters come up in February to play against the Bundaberg side, that's usually when it's at its peak. It's obviously had a full nearly 6 months worth of work that's gone into it. I've had a few storms and whatnot. And it's usually just a more solid grass coverage, particularly out towards the edge of the boundaries where it can get a little bit rough at times.
Yeah.
But look, there's been nothing in the field where fielders have got a super duper bad bounce that's affected.
No.
In the main, it's been quite.
I think remember
quite
last
flat.
year it was a bit dusty on some of those. As you're saying, some outs on the boundaries.
Yes.
Sort of 10 metres in, but it looks
better grass coverage this year over there.
Great, yeah, it looks very good.
Rightio, so 12 overs down. CQ Seamers 1 for 104, chasing 114 runs for victory. Verenkamp to continue bowling his right arm medium pace seam up deliveries from the southern end. He's got 1 wicket. Can he get a second? Can he get another breakthrough here? McGann on strike.
Caught and bowled again.
Gee whiz.
He's got this knack at getting the ball to hit back to him.
And look, we'll keep talking about this particular end that Verenkamp's bowling to. That's the end that's been affected, and it's just holding up. It's got a little bit of tennis ball bounce about it. Batsmen are pushing out in front, losing their shape. And it's created a couple of little chances there for caught and bowls, but haven't gone to hand. I suppose Hamer will have in the back of his mind that he would probably like to tick a 50 off for today.
He's got the. That's well bowled by Nick again, just to just try to hold it up. But it's 7 runs, 8 runs away from here from victory. So just sort of slowly but surely they're getting up there. But yes, 6 more runs. He's probably thinking about that as well. Joe might just have to dot the balls.
Well, it'll be interesting to see.
Drives for a single, so he's going to take the strike.
You'll be interesting to see McGann's approach here, because he being the skipper of the side, obviously he wants to win, but he also probably know that his batting partner will be getting close to the 50, and will he play it a little bit more conservatively to help him out?
You've got 2 balls here. Might be caught and bowled. No,
it's a nice shot out towards.
You're looking for
cover.
2. Yep, he wants it easily. 2. Could be 3.
Could be getting 3 is a big misfield out in the boundary.
He'll keep the strike here for the next over possibly.
So that moves him along to 47. So I'm backing in. McGann may play a defensive shot or may let the ball go. Let's see how good that Nostradamus prediction is.
Oh. No, they're taking
he's
everything.
Going to take the single.
Oh dear. Oh, could be another one. Oh, come on.
2. The wheels are off here for the CQ Seamers.
That's 2. What is it? 2 leg byes.
Oh, no signal from the umpire, so that's 2 runs to McGann.
Right.
Must have got a tickle on that down the leg side.
Yeah, and the keeper's stopped it, but okay.
But Hamer's still more than.
Wasn't happy with that. He's back on strike, isn't he?
Hamer's still more than capable of getting the 50. He is on strike.
He needs the boundary.
What do they need? 2 runs for victory, and he needs 3 runs. So, yes, basically he needs to hit a boundary to bring up his 50.
Okay.
So, Sharif Anthony.
Anthony's back on, yes.
Bowling his
Field's in.
Bringing all the field in
All
now.
the field's in, yep. So.
Well, and look, that's going to encourage him to hit over the top and probably gives him a great chance of hitting a boundary and bringing up his 50.
Yeah. The bowler wants fielders out, but everyone's on the ring.
Here we go. He throws it up.
Oh, he's going to get caught. Oh, he's a oh, dear. He's caught.
Well,
there we go.
The theory of bringing the field in and encouraging the batter to go over the top and
why didn't we do that?
Forcing a false stroke, or why didn't we do that from over 7?
6, yeah, that's right.
But no, great knock from David Hamer. He's he and Harmsworth have worked their team into a winning position.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. It's a great partnership they're developing, aren't they? So it goes for better things in the next game tomorrow for them, and then semi-final, I'm sure. So not great for the batsmen. Like 4, 5, 6. I guess here comes number 4, but it's you don't mind seeing your top 5, top 6 batters doing the job for you. That's what they're there for, and generally from there below don't get too much of a hit if the team's going well. So, and that's what's happening with the CQ side. Luke Johnson comes in right at this point.
I think it's Brent Hartley, actually.
Okay.
I think it's Brent Hartley.
Yep.
At the non-striker's end.
Yes.
Yep, Brent Hartley at the non-striker's end. Frenchville Cricket Club.
Yeah, his father was there it is. His father was my country keeper back in the day. There's the win.
4 runs.
Joe's
skipper Joe McGahn
just taking it across the cow corner and cleaned them up. So CQ 2 from 2, SEQ none from 2.
And that probably sums up their day today. How they've sort of finished off their fielding. They lacked a bit of energy, lacked a bit of enthusiasm. They couldn't get that breakthrough, and they'll really need to turn it around tomorrow when they get back out in the paddock. They'll be on field 3 tomorrow. They'll be up against the North Queensland Monsoons, and hopefully they'll put in a better performance after, I'd say, a little bit of a team meeting post-game or tonight, and a little bit of a review and a feedback session, and hopefully they put in a bigger and better performance.
They're batting immensely, so, but never mind, they can deal with what they've got. So NQ tomorrow they've got on field 3, so probably one of the better wickets anyway, and
yes.
Let's hope and NQ are going along nicely as well. So yeah, another challenge for the SEQ side. But yeah, that concludes this match.
So congratulations to the Central Queensland Seamers. Commiserations to the SEQ Stormers. We'll be back here at around 7 o'clock this evening, which will have the Far North Fusion
and my Nitros
up against the Mackay with Sunday Nitros. 7 o'clock through till 10 o'clock in our final game for day 2. And on behalf of Dirk Taslar from the Bulls Masters, it's been Jason Shears, and we will see you at 7 o'clock. Bye for now.
Support your local fruit shop and help Queensland farmers.
One of my favourite fruits, oranges from Gayndah in the Wide Bay area.
And grapes from Warwick and the Darling Downs. Beautiful strawberries from the beautiful Sunshine Coast.
Hard to beat an Innisfail or a Babinda banana from far north Queensland.
What about juicy apples from Stanthorpe?
You can't go past a Bowen mango from North Queensland.
Or a watermelon from Chinchilla. The Bulls Masters are all about supporting junior cricket, and we're all about supporting local farmers. So make a better choice and get into your local fruit shop.
Times are changing. Everything is getting quicker and smarter. As a family-owned Australian business, let us show you how we are keeping pace with the rest of the world. Whether you are a one-man band or the procurement manager for a large multinational, we take the time to understand your needs. We personalise our service offering to deliver safe and effective solutions. At C&W, we are here to be your trusted partner anywhere, anytime.
Chemist Warehouse is making shopping more convenient with its new Click and Collect service. Just tap to order items online, and it's ready for pickup within just 4 hours. Click and Collect. Try it today.
Hey Horry and Mocha, can we have some tips?
Mocha, I reckon even you could turn this fella square.
I reckon, boys, we hold that lemon just down the seam. If you get your technique right, we'll get that to swing. We'll bend it like a banana. Good, good.
Bulls Masters like to say thanks to the Brisbane Markets for supporting us so that we can run events like the Bulls Masters Youth Cup.
The Brisbane Markets support all our local farmers, so make a better choice and get all your fruit and veg from your local fruit shop.